Who is Radharani? If you see Krishna as the desire tree, then so if you see Krishna as the wish-fulfilling tree, the beauty so if you see Krishna as the wish-fulfilling tree, then Radharani is compared with a creeper. That creeper is around the tree. And the beauty of that creeper is the leaves, nice green leaves. What is that? The leaves are the Sakhis. All the friends of Radharani, they are compared with the leaves and the flowers. So if you try to understand every word, then you will feel the bliss. When you don't understand the words, then it won't come to your heart. So who is Vallabh? Just like you have a tree, and you have the branches, and the young leaves are called Vallabh. The young branches with the leaves, the young ones. Vallabh. Really, just in front of the big branches, you have the new leaves coming out. And they are very soft, those fresh new branch leaves. So when we do a yajna, to decorate the havan, you need those new young leaves. We bring leaves, but actually you need the soft ones, the fresh new ones. It's written in the scriptures. With that you decorate everything. The 5 places when you do the yajna, we only do leaves, but you shouldn't use the leaves. Shastra says Pancha Pallab. So that means those young branches. So you can use the 5 sorts, one from the mango tree, one from a peepal tree, it's written like this in the scriptures. With that you decorate, and then you put the coconut on top, and then you put the cloth, and then you can do some donation, and then you welcome the demigods by mantras. Just like when you make the house for Brahma, then for Purnamasi, and then for Vishnu. So you have Brahma, Vishnu, and who's in the middle? Purnamasi Devi. The Smarta Brahmanas do also Shiv. Vaishnavas do these 3. One for Brahma, that's called Brahma Ghat. The second one is Purnamasi. And the third one is Vishnu. So you have Brahma, Purnamasi, and Vishnu. Brahma is also seen as Guru, so that's why we also have Brahma, Vishnu. I'm telling this because you decorate them with the young branches, the young leaves. So Radhika and Krishna, what have they become? The wish-fulfilling tree. And what is Radharani? What was she compared with? The creeper. Creeper. Lata. And how is the creeper beautiful? Because the creeper has nice leaves and flowers. So Pallab. So in the end of a branch, you have those young branches and young leaves. That's called Pallab. And then you also need nice flowers in the creeper. That makes it so beautiful. And what do you all need more? Before the flower comes, bud. You have a bud. So when Krishna is together with Radharani, Rupa Goswami is explaining, when Radhika is coming for Ras dance, when Radharani is there, then she stands next to Krishna, and Krishna holds her with his hand. At that time, that meeting of Radha and Krishna, their form is so beautiful. Their beauty is immeasurable. It's the most beautiful thing in the three worlds. Leave Lakshmi, leave all the Lakshmis there are in every Brahmanda. Radhaji is so beautiful. The rays from her toenails. You know, at the beginning of your nail, you have that white part. That's called the moon of your nail. These days we put on nail polish, but when there's no nail polish, you see that white place, and that's called the moon. So in the natural form, you see the moon of the toenails. And लेकिन nail polish हो गया. Do you have that on your toenail? Yes, but we all have nail polish. The more white it is, the more beautiful it is. So it is said, the beauty of Radharani don't think about the beauty of one Lakshmi, but if you take all the Lakshmis, So if you take the Vishnu Tattva of all the Lakshmis that stay with Vishnu, if you put them together, then still you have no comparison with the moon of Radharani's toenail. Radharani, the rays coming from the toenail are so beautiful. How can we tell that? Leave those women in this world. Above this world, if you go to the heavenly planets, there you see beautiful women. And the women that live there, there's a nice fragrance coming from their body, like a lotus flower. And that fragrance is so nice. So the ladies in the heavenly planets have that fragrance of the lotus flower coming from their body. And if you go further to Vaikuntha, to Lakshmi, her fragrance is even better, even 1,000 times better than the fragrance of the ladies from the heavenly planets. And that fragrance comes from Lakshmi's body. And if you go higher, then you come in Dwarka, the queens of Krishna. Gurudev is telling, but we cannot understand. And their fragrance is even better. And if you go further, about the gopis, how can you explain that? We cannot explain that fragrance. Only their fragrance from the body is so beautiful. And even Krishna gets bewildered by that fragrance. In which direction Radharani is, from that direction I do my pranam. To do Radharani pranam is such a high thing. I only do pranam for the place where she is staying. Only with the place where she's staying, that direction, I'm doing my pranams. Why? Because Radharani has such a sweet, is so sweet, such a beautiful fragrance. No one can explain this. There are no words. Don't think about the fragrance of this world. Even in the heavenly planets, leave that. Go to Vaikuntha, where Lakshmi is. And then, further than Lakshmi, the queens in Dwarka, they are also not less. They have a beautiful fragrance, a very nice fragrance. But still, in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is explained. Rukmini, Satyabhama, all those 16,108 queens, their bhav, their beauty, who can put this in words? But even more beautiful than them are Radha and the gopis. And there are two gopis, Radha and Chandravali. And then Radha is more beautiful than Chandravali. Chandravali and Radharani stay close to Krishna. So Chandravali has a nice fragrance, but on the other hand, you have Radharani. Radharani's fragrance is even more. So what I'm telling, there isn't even a comparison for the moon on her toenail. What about the rest? So that's why the example is given, that white part of your toenail. That's called the ray of the moon. Only the ray of her toenail is so beautiful. What about the rest? We cannot put that into words. And from the 8 Sakhis, there is one prominent Sakhi. That's Pramananda. And that Sakhi came in Mahaprabhu's Leela, and she's telling, how can I tell about the beauty of Radharani? That's Radharas. This book, in that book, her beauty is described. It's a very beautiful book. It's a thick one. And nothing else but Radhaji is described in that book. So that direction where Radharani lives, that direction I'm offering my pranams to. When Krishna smells that fragrance, he gets so eager to meet with Radharani. He's thinking, how can I meet her? So let's go back to the Katha. When Radharani meets with Krishna, and Krishna puts his arm around her, then the form that is called Jugal Sakha. That beauty is at the topmost. Rupa Goswami is explaining, hey Srimati Radhika, when she is there together with Krishna, they are standing there and they are putting their arms around each other and standing there. At that time, their beauty, how to explain this? So Radhika is the creeper around Krishna, and Krishna is the Kalpavriksha. And the Sakhis are, they are the leaves, the buds, the flowers, and the manjaris. They are the buds. So before the flower blossoms, you have the kali, the bud. And to see that the bumblebee goes humming around the creeper and the flowers, and the bumblebee is thinking, these kalis, these small buds, when will they open and I can go inside, get that honey? And who are these Sakhis? Some are the Pallabs, the young twigs. Some are the leaves. And some Sakhis are the flowers. And some Sakhis are like the manjaris. And that Krishna, who has that bumblebee who has the form of Krishna, the blackness of Krishna, what does the bumblebee do? He is always He's always humming around the flowers to get that sweet honey coming out of the flowers. He keeps humming around them. And that bumblebee who has the form of Krishna, the blackness, he's always staying with the gopis and Radharani to experience their love. In the Vedas, Krishna is called Param Purush. In Upanishads, he is described as Paramatma. In Bhagavad, he is called Bhagwan. Bhagwan Swayam. That Krishna, who is Bhagwan, today he is standing with the gopis and he wants to experience their love. He is standing there as a lusty man. And he's running behind Radha and the gopis. And that's love. Krishna is not lusty, but love makes this of him. So it's called love in this world, but where is love? Love is only in Golok Vrindavan. So in that web of love, Krishna is stuck. And what happens to the potency of Krishna? He is Bhagwan, but he forgets that he is Bhagwan. And Brahma and the demigods, they bow their head and fold their hands and do prayers for Krishna. And that Krishna is there at the feet of the gopis. He is massaging their feet. When we see this picture, we think it's a boyfriend and a girlfriend. We think only like lusty persons. But it's not like that. It's transcendental. This Radharani is the Hiladini Shakti of Krishna. What's the meaning of Hiladini Shakti? That's the Ananda Shakti. In Brahma Samhita, it's explained. And Krishna has innumerable Shaktis, and one of them is the Hiladini Shakti, that Ananda Shakti. And the Ananda name is Radhe. She gives Krishna Ananda, and that's Radhe. So the source of all kinds of bliss. Where is this Ananda? It's in Radhika. Completely, absolutely. And that topmost bliss comes from Radharani to Krishna. So this is what I'm telling about Radharani. Radharani is the bhav of prem. The condensed form of prem is bhav. And then if you condense that even more, you come to Radha with the mahabhav.
essence of bhav, that is called Mahabhav. And essence of Mahabhav, Srimati Radha. That means Srimati Radha is the embodiment of Mahabhav. ये कहते हैं महाभाव स्वरूपिणी राधा तत्व. अब हम कहने पर भी आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा ये महाभाव है.
I can explain this, but still we cannot understand what is Mahabhav.
ये तत्व ज्ञान के द्वारा नहीं हो.
Because
ऐसी वस्तु होता है.
love is not something like knowledge.
ज्ञान के द्वारा समझ नहीं पाता.
Love you cannot understand by words, by scriptures.
तत्व ज्ञान क्या करता है?
What does this philosophical truth do?
आच्छादित कर देता है.
It can cover the love.
तर्क और युक्ति में चले जाते हैं. प्रेम होता है एक सहज सरल.
Love is a feeling.
प्रेम कोई युक्ति के द्वारा स्थापित नहीं.
You cannot write that.
Established love. One girl, she loves one person, one man. Why? प्रेम क्यों उसके साथ प्रेम क्यों किया? ये आप नहीं बना सकते. क्या उनके गुण है? इस संसार में जो प्रेम प्रीति जो होता है हम जो कहते हैं एक दूसरे के गुण देख करके.
We love each other by seeing each other's qualities. A boy loves a girl, and why does a girl loves a boy? The love we call here in the material world love, we look at the qualities. So the material love we are discussing. In material love, we see that one is beautiful, he has some money, he can fulfill my desires. And then, in this love, we say it's love. In this world, we say it's love. But it's not the true love. That's called lust. Love is such a thing that you don't look at a cause. Love springs from your heart. So think about this first. Because material love, it's a material thing. And transcendental love has no cause. There is love without cause. In this material world, all the love you see, it has a cause. But Radharani and the gopis, the love for Krishna, that's Sahajata Prem. Sahajata means in the spontaneous form. It springs automatically out of the heart. So Radharani loves Krishna and Krishna loves Radha. Why? Is there a reason for that? No, without any reason. By knowledge, we are looking for those reasons. But Radha and Krishna, you cannot put that in a cause. Because love is a feeling. If you look, is that one beautiful or ugly? Krishna is the house of all it's the source of everything. The source of all kinds of materials. Yes.
English word
No, it's like the power station has all the electricity, just like this. The khana has everything in it.
खान शब्द करता है जहाँ पर खनि जहाँ वो जहाँ से सारे सोने आदि निकालता है.
Where all the gold comes from is the gold khana.
इसलिए कहते हैं मेरे कहने की तात्पर्य है ये प्रेम की
So love, the source of love,
है वो कहाँ पर? राधा जी.
it's with
और
Radha.
उसी प्रेम के आस्वादन करने के लिए
And to
कृष्ण भी
experience that
लड़ाई
love, Krishna is also so eager.
कृष्ण विचार करते हैं कैसे इसलिए कहते हैं राधिका भवानी कृष्ण प्रेम कल्पलता सखीगण हंतार पल्लव पुष्प पता है कितने सुंदर वर्णन किया इसके
It's such beautifully described.
चित्रपट लगा क्या ये कृष्ण रूपी
When
कल्पवृक्ष
Krishna is the Kalpavriksha
रूपी
and Radharani
लता
is the latas around the tree.
लगे हुए और उस लता राधा की
And
लता
those
में ये तो
latas,
सखियां क्या है
that creeper is decorated with the sakhis, the leaves,
हरी पत्ते
the nice green
कोई
leaves.
सखी होता है पल्लव होता है
And then you
कोई
have
सखी
the
जो है
nice
पुष्प होता है
twigs, the
और कोई सखी
flowers, and the buds. Manjari.
मंजरियां है कली जिसे कहते हैं जब राधा कृष्ण जब एकत्रित होता है
When Radha
ये
Krishna
समस्त
meets
सखियां जो है
all these sakhis,
दोनों के जुगल सरकार की चारों तरफ विस्तृत होकर
they
के
surround
सर्कल होकर के
them.
सबके दोनों के क्या करते
And what do?
सुख दे
They give them pleasure.
नित्य गीत आए
They sing.
जिसका हम रास कहते हैं
And that's called ras.
रास शब्द की अर्थ होता है
What does ras means? Where there is nitya geet.
चक्राकार में सर्कल डांस
They dance in a circle.
जैसे हम लोग तुलसी परिक्रमा जैसे
Just like how we do Tulsi Parikrama, in the middle we have Tulsi and then we circle that.
उसी प्रकार
Just like that, when Radha and Krishna meet together, they are standing in the middle
इतने सुंदर युग में मंच जो है तैयार कर देते प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करते हैं
and they have decorated the platform.
मणिमंच परी लीला करे रसराज हमारे भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर
Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained this in the Kirtan.
कदम्ब कानने किहेरी नु सखियाज आरे श्यामा बंशीधारी मणिमंच परी लीला करे रसराज कितने सुंदर बने हुए
He is explaining this so beautifully.
उपवन कहा जाता है यमुना के तट
At the shore of Ganga. Jamuna, sorry.
यमुना के इतने सुंदर सुविस्तृत नदी है वो तट है
It's such a beautiful bank where you have nice blue water.
और यमुना के बालू जो है बालू समझते हो सैंड
And the
वो भी इतने
sand,
सुंदर सफेद वर्ण धारण करते
such nice white sand.
रात के काल है ज्योत्सना रात्रि है फुल्लिक मून है चंद्रमा की
And there's a nice moonlight.
और यमुना के जल कैसे
And how is the water of the Jamuna?
नीला
It's blue
और धीरे 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 कल 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 कल
and it's
यमुना धीरे धीरे
flowing. Kal, 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 kal.
है और चंद्रमा की किरणों के द्वारा
And those rays of the moon,
है क्या होते हैं और वो यमुना की तीर में जो बालू है ना उसमें रिफ्लेक्ट होता है
they are reflecting on the waters.
सिल्वर
It looks like silver.
धारण कर लेते हैं क्योंकि
It's such beautiful. It's so beautifully explained.
कदम्ब कानने किहेरी नु सखियाज और यमुना के दोनों साइड में
And at the two shores of Jamuna,
वृक्षों के द्वारा
there are nice, beautiful trees. What trees?
कदम्ब वृक्ष
Kadamba trees. Have you seen the Kadamba tree?
वृक्ष होता है
It's a beautiful tree with nice flowers. And the fragrance of the Kadamba tree, it's beautiful. It's very nice. In the Govardhan Mutt, there is a Giriraj garden and there is a Kadamba tree there. We haven't seen the Kadamba tree, so it's difficult to explain to us how it looks like. The flowers are like this.
इतने वो क्या बोले जैसे गोल्डन कलर होता है
And it
ट्यूमरिक कलर हल्दी के भांति होता है
and it has like the turmeric color. And it's such a nice fragrance.
यमुना पुली ने कदम्ब कानने है कदम वृक्ष इतने सुंदर है अनेक प्रकार विशेष होने आम की पेड़ भी होता है
And there's also a mango tree
क्योंकि आम के जो
because the blossoms of the mango tree are also beautiful.
तमाल के पेड़ होते हैं
And there's a tamal tree.
जोग मैंने की थी
What did Jogmaya do?
किनारे में
That shore of the Jamuna she made so beautiful
बना दी है वृक्ष आदि में से
with these beautiful trees. One tamal tree, one kadamba tree. And this tamal riksha is seen as Krishna, and the kadamba tree is seen as Krishna, because the tamal tree is black. Kale. And the kadamba tree is a bit whitish. So it's their meeting of Radha and Krishna. And Jogmaya has decorated this so beautifully. And Jogmaya has made this beautiful platform which stimulates them. Oh, and there she had made a nice platform, a place where they can sit like a round podium stage. And in the middle, Radha and Krishna are standing. They are like an open lotus flower. And Jogmaya has made it so beautiful that it looks like an opened lotus flower. And how many petals are there? There are many petals, but there are 4 main petals, 8. There are like 8 sakhis. There are 8 petals. And then underneath those petals, there are small petals like the manjaris. So the platform is made like a lotus flower, and who's in the middle? Radha and Krishna. And all those flower petals, those 8 petals, are those 8 sakhis. They are there as a chakra around Radha Krishna. And then further you have the manjaris. And when Krishna plays the bamsi, all the sakhis dance. And every sakhi has skills in an instrument. They can play that so beautifully, they can sing, someone is doing the chamar. And they all have these skills in their arts. The beauty of how to use the chamar. And another one is playing the mridanga, another one is singing. Vishwanath Chakravarti is explaining all of this. And there is so much happiness there, so much ananda, bliss. So ras means nitya geet. The waves of ananda are there. The 8 sakhis are like those 8 flower petals. such
तो क्या करें,
beautifully
एक एक सखियां एक एक
explained.
नृत्य गीत आदि
Every Sakhi is doing their own art.
हमारे भक्तिवंत ठाकुर जी इसके वर्णन करते हैं
Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also
कि कैसे
explaining
कौन
this.
कौन सखी किस
How which Sakhi
विषय में एक्सपर्ट है
is expert in her skill, in her
वो भी
art.
वर्णन करते हैं
He's
एक एक
also
सखी
explaining
एक
this.
एक
Every
विषय में
Sakhi
एक्सपर्ट
knows one thing like an
सुंदर
expert.
में कोई नृत्य में
One can dance
एक्सपर्ट कोई
beautifully,
कीर्तन में
one can sing
एक्सपर्ट
beautifully.
है कोई दूसरी दूसरी सेवा में
And so they have their own seva in which
उस
they are an
रास स्थली में
expert.
इस वक्त सखियां अपने अपने क्या बोले अपने अपने क्या बोले नृत्य गीत के जो है प्रेजेंटेशन करते रहे
And they are expressing their Nitya Geet.
कौन कितने कैसे नृत्य गीत करते रहे और उसको देख करके
And by seeing this, they are all in
मेरे
bliss.
कहने की तात्पर्य रास कोई साधारण वस्तु नहीं है
So Ras is not
रास
an
रास
ordinary
शब्द
thing.
के शब्द की अर्थ होता है
Ras
नित्य
means
गीत
Nitya
आनंद
Geet,
कीर्तन
Ananda
जहाँ पर
Kirtan,
नित्य गीत की आनंद की लहरियां चलती हैं
where there are waves of Ananda.
आदि के द्वारा कितने सुंदर रूप में है बड़े बड़े देवता लोग भी
The great
उस
devatas
रास को दर्शन करने के लिए विराजमान हो जाते
come there to see the Ras
हैं आकाश में
in the sky.
समस्त देवता लोग
All the devatas, demigods are sitting there. But how do they come?
विमान में
They
आरूढ़
come
होकर
on
विमान
their
समझते हो? अपने अपने रथ में बैठ करके
on their chariots.
सारे आकाश में क्या हो
And
जाता है
what happens to the sky then?
देवताओं की जो है
All the demigods are
देवता
there
लोग सब अपने अपने वाहन में आ जाते
sitting and watching.
किंतु जोगमाया ने क्या एक करते क्या
But what does Yogamaya do?
जोगमाया वो देवता के दर्शन करा नहीं पाती
She doesn't want them to see the
जोगमाया
Ras.
केवल राधा जी के ज्यादा से ज्यादा उनकी
They can
चरण
only
कमल
see
की
the
नमक
rays
के दर्शन
of the light of
राधा
Radha's
जी के चरण
toenail.
दर्शन इतने सहज नहीं है राधा जी के चरण सब
Radhaji's feet are not ordinary when you see Krishna's
वो
beauty.
समस्त देव देवियां जो है
And all
देवियां
those
कैसे आती है अकेले नहीं आती अकेला नहीं आते
demigods, the female
पत्नी के साथ आते दिव्य विमानों में
demigods, they come there with their husbands.
जैसे हमारे वेणुगीत में कहा गया
In Venugita it's explained when Krishna
वेणुवादन करते हैं
is
बंसी बजाते
playing
हैं
the bamsi,
बोले बंसी की इतने सौंदर्य और माधुर्य प्रकाश जो आकर्षण जो है
that
उस वेणु
tune
के सुन करके
from the
समस्त
bamsi
देवता लोग
attracts all the demigods from the heavenly planets
आ जाते हैं
to Vrindavan.
अपने अपने विमान में बैठ करके
And they come there in their
अपने
chariots
पत्नी के साथ
with their
बोले
wives.
कृष्ण के उस समय जो ऐसे सुंदर काम रूप जो है
And Krishna has a beautiful form at that time, like Cupid.
सुंदर रूप है बोले कृष्ण की वो रूप देख करके
And when they see Krishna's form, all those female demigods,
अपने पतिदेव के सामने मूर्छित हो जाते हैं
they faint in front of their husbands.
मूर्छित हो जाता है राधा जी कहाँ दर्शन करते हैं
So how can they even see Radharani?
अंग की सुगंध
That
और
fragrance of Krishna.
रूप जो है जे रूपेर एक कौन त्रिभुवन माता है इतना महाप्रभु करें कृष्ण
Mahaprabhu is telling Krishna's
के एक कौन सकते थे
beauty. It's just a little spark of that beauty
वो छवित कर दे
makes the whole Brahmanda
जे
stimulated.
रूपेर एक कौन त्रिभुवन माता है सब मतलब कृष्ण की एक बार किसी के दर्शन हो जाए
And if one sees Krishna,
बस वो तो बिल्कुल पागल हो जाए
then he will become totally mad.
दिव्य विमान गतो स्मरच्छन्न माना देवियां
The Devis,
वो अपने पतिदेव के साथ आई
they
किस लिए
come with their
कृष्ण के
husbands.
रास दर्शन
Why?
करने, राधा
To
जी के
see
रास
the
दर्शन
Ras dance of Krishna.
करने। कृष्ण की
But
थोड़ा
when
उसे
they
देखती बस
just see a little bit of spark of Krishna, they faint.
बोले काम बार में नहीं जर्जरी हो जाता है वहां पर नीचे पड़ेगा क्योंकि कृष्ण की
Because
राधा जी
Krishna
की रासलीला जो है
and Radha, their Ras Leela, is not possible for everyone to see.
जब तक वो गोपी भाव नहीं हो
As long as you don't have the Gopi Bhav, In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's explained only when you have Gopi Bhav, only then you can see the Ras Leela of Radha Krishna. Otherwise, it's not possible to have darshan. They come there, the demigods, but they just faint there and stay. Just like people come to Harikatha, they sit down when Katha starts and the people are sleeping. Haven't you seen this? When you go to India to a Bhagavad Sapta, many people come, thousands of people. But some are coming, sitting in the back when my katha starts, and at the same time, they fall asleep. And when the katha ends, what do the bhaktas say? Then yes, they wake up again. They don't know how they fell asleep for 3 hours, and then they say, Maharaj, what a beautiful katha. Maharaj, I fell asleep, such a beautiful katha. I can't sleep at the house. But here, when I hear your katha, there is so much bliss. In that bliss, I fell asleep. I didn't realize a thing. Just like that, the devatas, the demigods and demigoddesses, they come to see the ras dance of Krishna, but they cannot have darshan. That Venu melody attracts them to come there, but they don't have the Gopi Bhav. In this material world, you have the love between a male and a female, but it's all lust, anger, envy. It's all a body which is material. They cannot understand the transcendental things. When we do not clean our stool, we cannot become pure. And how to understand the transcendental things? Try to understand. When we don't have the mercy of Akhanda Guru Tattva, Nityananda Prabhu, our heart cannot melt. We are there in Kam, Krodh, and lust, anger. We are drowning here in the material world. How to understand the transcendental things? But when you have the mercy of the sadhu, the guru, when we start with our bhajan, with the shraddha, with bhakti, with nishta, with our faith, then slowly on, all these material attachments will disappear. It takes time. It doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen in one lifetime. What have you do? You have to keep performing your bhajan, keep cleaning your heart. Keep doing your bhajan, keep hearing katha, and keep chanting. Then your heart will be cleansed, purified. This Nam Sankirtan will soften our hearts. The more chanting you do, the more purified your heart will get. Just like when your clothes are dirty, what do you have to do? You have to clean the clothes. Without soap, The dirt will not
जाएगा
come
नहीं।
off the clothes,
केवल पानी से धोने से नहीं
but
जाएगा।
only water. The dirt will not come off.
केवल पानी से भी धो जाए, मैला भी चले जाए, उसके गंध रह जाए।
But if the dirt goes off, you still have the
इसलिए
bad
कपड़े को
smell.
साफ करने के लिए क्या चाहिए?
So what do you need to clean your clothes? You need soap.
और साबुन से
And when you use the soap,
अच्छी लगती है।
you have to clean it properly. Do you know how to wash clothes? No, we don't know. Everything happens in the machine these days.
इसलिए कह रहे हैं महाप्रभु ने क्या चेतो दर्पण मार्जनम, ये नाम करते करते
This Nam we have to keep chanting. That will clean our hearts.
जब तक हम नाम नहीं करेंगे,
Because as long as we don't
जितना बड़ी नाम
take
करते रहो,
the name,
उतना ही तुम्हारे
the more names you
चित्त रूपी
take.
दर्पण, दर्पण समझते हो कि नहीं?
Do you know what darpan means?
मिरर।
That mirror.
थोड़ा तो सुनो। क्या बोला? दर्पण क्या अर्थ है?
Mirror.
गाड़ी चलाते कि नहीं चलाते?
Do you drive a car? How many mirrors do you have in your car?
हैं?
Three.
3 रहता है। 3 मिरर होता है ना। किसी गाड़ी में पीछे भी एक रखते हैं ब्लैक, हैं? देख लेते हैं।
So there is one to look behind you, two to look at the sides. So 3 mirrors.
इसको क्या करना पड़ेगा? गाड़ी चलाने
What do you have to do? You have to clean them before driving, otherwise you can't see.
पीछे तरफ कोई गाड़ी आ रही है, मैला पड़ा रही है, आप देख लीजिए।
When it's dirty, you can't see in the mirror.
इसको उसके दर्पण पे क्या बोलते हैं? कपड़े से
So you have to clean the mirror with the clothes.
गाड़ी चलाने के पहले आप
Before you will start to drive,
जो है आपको सेटिंग करना पड़ेगा।
you have to set them in the right way. Do you do that? Yes.
ठीक उसी प्रकार हमारे
Look
हृदय
at
में एक
that.
दर्पण है।
So just like that, our heart is a
ये
mirror.
दर्पण में मैला पड़ा हुआ है।
And our heart is this
क्या
mirror
मैला पड़ा हुआ है?
is dirty. What dirt? Of
मोह, मद,
lust, illusion, anger, envy,
ये भी नहीं है। अनंत करोड़ करोड़ जीवन की नाज़रीन
and so many
भरा हुआ है।
dirts from our
तो इसको साफ
previous
कैसे करें?
births.
जैसे मैंने
We
कहा,
have to
साबुन
clean
से
that.
हो जाता है।
So just like you clean your clothes with soap, just like that you have to clean your heart. But with what?
साबुन तो लगा नहीं सकते।
You can't use soap.
साबुन खा लो।
You eat soap, what happens?
नहीं होगा।
You can't use soap. So what have you do? What have you?
नाम के द्वारा चित्त रूपी
You
दर्पण
have the name.
है।
Chant the holy names.
मिरर। उसके चित्त रूपी दर्पण को साफ करने के लिए क्या चाहिए?
To clean that mirror, you need Harinam.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
Hare Ram.
हरे राम ये नाम करते करते
By doing this name, you get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and your heart will be cleansed.
करुणा होइबे संसार वासना मोर कबे तुच्छ है अखंड गुरु नित्यानंद गुरुपाद की कृपा। जब तक हमारी गुरु की कृपा
As long as we don't have the mercy of our Guru,
चित्ररूपी दर्पण
this heart, this mirror, will not be cleansed.
कहता है आरे कबे निताई चांदे करुणा होइबे संसार वासना मोर कबे तुच्छ हबे विषय छाड़िया कबे शुद्ध हबे मन कबे हम हेरब श्री वृंदावन है संसार के समस्त विषय वासना हम कब चले
When will we lose all these attachments of this material world? When will our hearts be cleansed? When can we enter Vrindavan,
राधा जी की
where the transcendental Ras Leela is going on?
क्या राधा जी मुन्ना पुली ने कदम बकाना ने की है रेणु सखिया समावंशीधारी मणिमंच परी लीला करे रसराज अरे अष्टदल परी श्री राधा श्री हरि अष्ट सखी परिजन सुकीर्तन सुकीत कीर्तने सब सखी गाने तुसी जुगल भाने वर्णन करते जा रहे इतने सुंदर रास मंच
Such a beautiful platform for the Ras Leela.
है आपके बोलने से भी
I can explain to you, but you won't understand.
चिंता करनी विशाल रास
Just try to imagine this big platform, round, and in the middle you have Radha Govinda, and around them you have the 8 Sakhis.
अष्ट सखियां रहती है फिर उसके नीचे
And then underneath you
मंजरियां
have the manjaris,
हैं,
like the lotus flower.
नित्य गीत आदि चलते
And the Nitya Geet
हैं,
is going on.
सुंदर सुरीली स्वर से
In
और राधा
beautiful
गोविंद की कीर्तन होता
voices,
है।
there
नित्य
is
क्या
Kirtan of
क्या
Radha
गीत क्या होता
Govinda.
है?
What
वही
songs
राधा
are
कृष्ण
there?
की लीला
Just
कथा पूजा
those
अत्यंत
leelas of
सुंदर
Radha Krishna in a
है,
nice form,
सुर के द्वारा उसकी कीर्तन
with nice tunes.
है, इतने आनंद नृत्य भी करते हैं इतने सुंदर
And they dance so beautifully.
है। कभी कि स्वयं कृष्ण भी नृत्य करते हैं
Sometimes Krishna dances
है,
himself as
और
well.
कभी
And
राधा जी भी
sometimes
नृत्य करते
Radha dances.
हैं। अलग अलग नृत्य के नाम भी अलग अलग होते
And
हैं।
there are different
कृष्ण
names
के
for
नृत्य के
this.
नाम
When
होता है
Krishna dances, it's
तांडव नृत्य
called
कहा जाता है। क्या
Tandav.
नृत्य? तांडव नृत्य कहा जाता है। और राधा जी के
And
जो
when
नृत्य है
Radha
उसे कहा जाता है
dances,
क्या? लास्य नृत्य कहा जाता है।
Las,
लास्य
Las Nitya.
राधा जी इतने सुंदर रूप में नृत्य आदि करते हैं। ये
And
हमारे
they
स्वरूप
dance
दामोदर ने
beautifully.
स्वरूप
Swarup
दामोदर
Damodar
गोस्वामी
Goswami
ये समस्त बहुत सुंदर रूप में वर्णन किया।
explained
आप
this.
लोग बोले तो समझ में नहीं
I can
आता।
tell you, but you won't
हैं?
understand.
तो इतना ही समझो ये वो राधा
Just
कैसे
understand this, how
कोई
that
बजा बजा के
platform looks
हैं?
like. Someone is playing,
और बस आनंद सब उत्सव
and there's only bliss there.
है। यही है राधा गोविंद की लीला गुंजन।
And that's how the Leela of Radha
सारी
Govinda
रात
is
बीत जाता है।
continuing. The whole
बोले
night
कितने रात
passes
थी?
by.
है ता ब्रह्मरात्र है। बोले ब्रह्मा जी के इतने रात ब्रह्मा जी के एक दिन और एक रात कैसे
One
होता है?
day and one night
है?
of Brahma, how long is that?
1000 चतुर्युग बीतने के बाद ब्रह्मा जी के एक दिन होता है। 1000 चतुर्युग सप्त तीर्थ पर
1,000 times the
है।
4
ऐसे
yugas
ब्रह्मा
is
जी के
one
एक दिन होता है उसे
day of
एक
Brahma
रात।
and one night of Brahma.
तो आप इसमें समझिए विचार कीजिए।
So
तो
try to
उसी में
imagine
कितने ब्रह्मा की रात रात्रि
how many nights of Brahma
तथापि
they are
उन लोग की
performing
क्या
their
क्षण काल
Nitya. And for them it looks like a
है
split
one moment
second, a moment.
है क्योंकि आनंद के दिन ऐसे बीतता है
Because bliss is
वास्तव में
like
तो एक क्षण
that.
काल लगता है
It looks like a
और दुख के दिन क्या
split
है
of a second, but
लगता है बस
when
काल तक
we
नहीं
have sorrow, it looks like the time
किसी
doesn't
किसी
pass
के
by.
दमारों में दमा समझते हैं
When we are
और जिसको क्या बोले हैं आसमा होता है
when we are
काफी तरह
sick,
से
we have trouble breathing,
लंग्स में वो जम जाता है कफ जम जाता है
and we have
ऐसे सांस लेना फूल
mucus. We
जाता है
can hardly breathe. Sorry.
ऐसे और कफ इतने वो गले में जाते
And we
हैं
are
अटक जाता है
coughing so much.
कस नहीं पाता शरीर में इतने कष्ट होता है सांस नहीं पा रहे हैं सांस
You are like suffocating.
है मानो रात 12 बजे ऐसी हुआ किसी
It,
जमाने हैं
it may
क्या बोला
happen at 12 o'clock at
आसमान
night.
आसमान आप पूछो है और उस समय आप इसको समझिए ये गांव में आप रहने वाले अस्पताल तो बहुत दूर है
In that village where you are living, the hospital is very far away, and the hospital doesn't even open at night. It only
तो
opens
आप
during
ये बताइए
daylight.
रात 12 बजे आपके
So
पास
what will you do
बोले
at
अस्पताल
12
में
o'clock?
डॉक्टर बोले काल सुबह
The doctor will
6
say,
बजे ले आना
come tomorrow morning, 6
है
o'clock.
बोले रात को हम
In nighttime, I don't open.
अच्छा बताओ
So
अभी
what
6
will
घंटे
you
कैसे
do? How can you pass those 6 hours when
आज
you
इस बात
feel
में
like
जहाँ
you're
जो है आपको जो
suffocating?
सांस फूल रहे सांस बढ़े है 1 सेकंड में ऐसे लगता है शरीर छोड़
In 1 second, you feel like you leave
और
your
उस समय
body,
ये आप घड़ी देख रहे हैं
and
क्या
you're looking at the clock.
कब 6 बजे
When will it
12
become
बजे
6 o'clock?
1
It's
बजे
12 o'clock
2
now,
बजे
then 1
ऐसे
o'clock,
आपको
2
लगता है उस
o'clock,
समय ये रात बीत में
and you feel like this night will not pass.
जाने घड़ी की कांटा जैसे घड़ी की कांटा तो वही एक ही समय चलते जा रहे
But
किंतु
the
जब
clock
दुख के समय होता है
passes, but when you
ऐसा
are
लगता है रात बड़ा हो जाता है बड़ा छोटा तो नहीं होता है
feeling, when
किंतु
you are in
दुख के समय क्या
misery,
होता है ऐसे लगता है
the time seems to
बड़ा
go
है
slowly.
और सुख के समय
And
क्या
when
होता
you're
है जैसे
happy,
एक क्षण का
time seems to pass very quickly.
जब कोई आनंद के दिन आता है
When
जैसे
we
कोई
are
फेस्टिवल
happी,
मनाता है
when there is a
बेटा बेटी के क्या
festival,
मनाता है हैप्पी बर्थडे
when there is a birthday of a child,
देते हैं ना
there's a party.
विदेश में ये लोग करते हैं पार्टी करते हैं क्या करते हैं उस समय ऐसे लगता है
At that time, it seems
1
like
घंटा में काम हुआ तो सारा रात
1 hour
ऐसा लगता है ये
was
करना है
the whole night. The whole night passed
आनंद के
by so
समय ऐसा
quickly
लगता है
because when we are happy, time flies by.
समय छोटा हो गया समय समय छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता,
But time doesn't
समय
change.
वही है, घड़ी
The
की कांटा
time
वही
is the
घूमती है।
same.
किंतु दुख के समय
But when we
लगता
have
है घड़ी की कांटा नहीं घूम रहा है, घूम रहा तो यही।
sorrow, then it
इसलिए
seems
कहा
like
जाता है
time just
दुख के
won't
रात्रि
pass
बड़ा होता है
by.
और सुख के रात्रि छोटा होता है।
So when
ये
we are
कहावत
happy,
एकदम
the
वास्तव
night
में
flies by, but when we're sad,
है।
the night
मेरे कहने की
will not
तात्पर्य यह है,
pass.
बोले उस रासस्थ में ब्रह्मा ता ब्रह्मरत्रि, श्रीमद्
So
भागवत में
one
वर्णन हुआ है,
night of Brahma
राधा
is
कृष्ण
the
की ये
Ras
साथ जो
dance.
और गोपियों से रास लीला हुई, कितने दिन तक हुआ, कितने समय तक हुआ?
How
अब
long did that
बोले
happen?
ता ब्रह्मरत्र, एक नहीं है, ब्रह्मा की अनेक रात्रि तक।
Not one night of Brahma, many nights of Brahma. Ras was continuing, and the gopis still thought it was a short time, a moment, a split second. Because when we have happiness, it feels like a very short time. But when we are sad, it seems like a very long time. When they are separated from Krishna, when Krishna is going to Mathura, then the gopis cannot come by the night. The night seems so long.
कनार्दे कल्पत्त कल्पत्ते क्रांत। तो आइए मेरे कहने की तात्पर्य जो है इतने सुंदर लीला अभी चलते हैं।
So such a nice lila is going on.
बोले राधा जी कृष्ण की इतने आनंद प्रदान करते हैं।
Radha is giving Krishna so much ananda.
इतने ही कहा था, राधिका हमारी कृष्ण प्रेम कल्पलता सखी गण हंतार पल्लव पुष्पलव लता मृते यदि कृष्ण जी जब लता
When the creepers and these twigs, flowers are around the tree, how beautiful the tree looks. And there where Radha and Krishna are standing with the Sakhis, the Manjaris, and they are celebrating the Ananda. It's so beautiful. This is their Apar Leela. We can hear it. By hearing this, all our anarthas will disappear. And when our anarthas disappear, your Swarup will realize. And then you can
देवी की जय। पूर्णमासी की कृपा बिना कोई हमारी भक्ति नहीं होती है। पूर्णमासी की कृपा जब तक होती है ना तब भक्ति होनी।
As long as we have the mercy of Purnamasi Devi, then we can do bhakti. By Jogmaya, we can enter Bhakti Raj, the kingdom of Bhakti. So Purnamasi Yogamaya, when will she give us mercy? By her mercy, we can enter the Leela of Radha Govinda. When Jogamaya Purnamasi gives us her mercy, and Vrinda Devi, in Vrindavan, these three, they have a very high place. When you want to enter the Leela of Radha Govinda, you have to take shelter of their lotus feet. Purnamasi Devi, Yogamaya, and Vrinda Devi. So Jogmaya arranges the Leelas. Bhagavan is explaining the Gita. I don't arrange the things. My true form, people cannot see because I don't express myself. I am always covered by Jogmaya. So whose lotus feet you have to take shelter of? Yogamaya. Bhagavan is saying this in the first slok of Ras Leela. Sukdev Goswami is explaining. Krishna is so beautiful, like the moon rays are spreading in those four directions. And you see kumkum in all directions. Those rays of the moonlight, they have like a red ray, and that's kumkum. And there is no heat or cold in those rays. And many flowers open up spontaneously. Flowers like Mallika. And Krishna is eager to meet his loved ones. And Bhagavan is performing Vas Leela. How? Because of Jogmaya. Because the Leela is happening. But without Jogmaya, that Leela will not happen. And not everyone can see that. Only with the mercy of Jogmaya. Only they can have darshan of the Leela of Radha Govinda. Chant by chanting, your nishtha will increase. You need a steadiness in your guru, in the Naam. Naam, bhajan, and guru nishtha. And the more nishtha you get, the more mercy you get. And Jogmaya will clean your heart. And that's important. So let's do Harinam. Hare Krishna.